Folks. This is Access to Experts and Happy, Joyful, and Free. The fabulous Sherry Sotelo and I and Davia, we're doing our thing. We're here today. We're back with happy. How are we going to be happy? There we go. So, yeah, yesterday we did Hopeful. If you haven't had a chance to watch that, please do. This week we're doing the overview of the Happy, Joyful, and Free, the Matrix, the four pillars of the Matrix. So today we're all about happy. So, Sherry, how do we become happy? What are we doing here?
Well, folks, we are uncovering the pillar and the elements that go into being happy. We're going to talk about how does fear possibly steer you off of your path and get in the way of your goals, and how does faith bring you back and put you right in that pathway of getting all the things that you want to get done, finding that truth and being honest with yourself, accepting all the things that you want to know about yourself and the world around you, coming to that unconditional love and bringing out the best part of your self esteem, and then stepping into your amazing self. Because we are amazing and you're amazing. I'm amazing. We are beautiful. You are beautiful. And I love it. And that's how we're going to conquer the world and leave our mark.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Isn't that cool? To be happy, there are just a few things that we really need to do. And so let's go ahead. Let's get into it right away. Fear really stays in our way. It stays there. It just if it's there, just it doesn't move. What do we do? How do we jump over it, go around it? What do we do? Do we dissolve it? So how does it steer us? In the wrong way, in the wrong direction. So, actually, this is right up your alley here, Cherie. The mind, the tricks that our brain can take, the play on us. I mean, so what is the part that fear really plays when it comes to us being who we are and living life to its fullest?
Oh, wow. So, fear comes from so much of life's experiences. But if we remember, when we were kids, we didn't fear much of anything. Like, those little boys that jump off of everything, they didn't fear anything because they didn't understand it. They didn't have the consequences of life. They didn't have the disappointments. They didn't have the letdowns. They're like, what do you mean I can't fly? I'm not Superman? Or the little girls with the princess dresses, what do you mean I'm not a princess? It isn't until we start getting through life's experiences that we understand, oh, I don't have all of those things. And so we get into this working knowledge and working memory of, hmm, well, we start getting a little bit more experience in life that things will let us down. And so we start becoming afraid to do more and more things because, well, we're scared. And maybe then we don't move in a direction anymore. And fear sometimes stops us because we don't want disappointment. So that's how fear really comes into play. But then there's also that fear of the fight or flight, our normal instinct of if we don't know what's around a corner, we don't want to proceed. We have a little bit of anxiety because we're not careless. It's a self preservation mode. So there's a lot of ways that fear kind of gets in the way. But if we work on so many different arenas, and this is a very big topic that we are going to go into next week a little bit more fully, we can tackle these things. And this is where that faith piece comes in. But I don't know, Anne, are we ready for that one yet? You have to let me know.
Well, as far as the faith part of it, well, we're going to be
Yeah.
diving into it for today is the overview of hope and happy, right? So, yeah, folks, what we're doing right now, if you're new to us, we're this week we're actually doing the overview of each one of the pillars that and today we're like, Cherie already said, we're covering the fear and faith and, explain how does fear really stir us? And then faith. Well, we're going to really dive into it. And how do we get past our fear? And life presents us with many opportunities, to prove there you should be fearful, but there's also proof that we should be in faith. And so we're going to talk about it because the evidence is there. Most of the stuff that we're afraid of never will happen. The future visioning, the threats and all that we imagine are coming our way doesn't happen. So how do we deal with that? We're going to talk about that. So the next thing that we want to talk about today that we will discuss, we take a whole day going through it next week, or the whole episode, I should say, not the whole day. It's truth and unconditional love. Okay, this is a biggie. This is a biggie for me because I know in the past what I thought of myself was not really the truth. I'll give you one simple example. Growing up, man, it was just my middle sister. She was the pretty one, I was the smart one. So I grew up thinking I wasn't pretty. I mean, then I went back years later when I, started feeling better about myself. I'm like, damn, I was a cute kid. What do you mean? How did I not see that? Right? And my sister, she is smart, but so where do we got these labels? What is the truth? And how do we see ourselves full?
Oh, it looks like we lost Anne here, and we were talking about truth and how we see ourselves. So, well, the thing about truth is that this honesty component is really about how do we see ourselves? How can we be honest with ourselves? And why does acceptance really take its toll in how we maneuver through life? It's always important to understand that acceptance is huge key in the factor of happiness, because happiness plays its part absolutely every day in productivity. And that's a massive piece. Oh, we've got her back. Yay. Welcome back. Well, we have her screen back. But happiness is a productivity key that plays a role in attaining our goals. And with that, we start to generate more and more activity. So, activity makes us also happy because we feel accomplished. We feel like we can move again and add to possibly our life goals, add to community, add to our global impact. And that's all the end goal here and now, possibly our future. It's a wonderful thing. Unconditional love is the other part that's going to be included in our happy pillar. What is unconditional love? I think that one pretty much explains itself. It's unconditional, it's not contingent upon anything. We all felt unconditional love, at least I can hope so. It's also what we should hope to give to others. It doesn't require reciprocity. It's the also giving without wanting something in return. It's the appreciation for the day to day and why that is so important. It allows us to maneuver through life and accept the things that are given to us and give without even thinking. Why is that so important? Because physically, when something is given to us and we appreciate it, guess what? There's no stress. It, again, it's the feel goods. It's the opportunity to be relaxed, to sit in enjoyment. Go figure, it's happiness. So it's a wonderful piece to be in. And that leaves us into stepping into our amazing self. Well, what does that mean? Our amazing self, our amazing happy self. I think that all sounds wonderful, don't you? It is wonderful. So I would love to hear from Anne, but we have our blank screen here. She must be just chomping at the bit to get back with us here. But, oh, look, we're playing hide and seek. Her happiness is trying to come with us and join us right now, but we can't get to her. So I can't play any mind reading. That's so sad for all of us, but we're going to just keep on going, folks, because this is what we do. That's actually what happens even with life is we just keep going. And how do we know that it's okay to keep going? How do we know that it's okay to just move forward every single day? And that's that being present. That's that stepping forward. That's recognizing that we are amazing every single day. Why? That's life. And when we have worked through everything that we've been through and we realize that happiness is everything that we empower ourselves to embrace, we go forward, we make a move, we really take on all the things that make us our human self, our wonderful self, our amazing self, and we just allow life to present this present. So I believe Anna's going to try and sneak in here and take on this next move. Well, folks, seems like it's been a technical day. Happy Wednesday. A beautiful day to keep this all up and running and going. But I think that is all I can give for today. Because without my partner in crime, this will just end up turning into a comedy show. And I don't know what else to give you. So I hope you're all happy and joyful and free. Because I know I am. I know Anne is. And if you haven't watched all the episodes before, you should definitely watch them because they're so amazing. They're so wonderful. And if I can get Anne somewhere in here, I'd love to do it. But we're just going to have to sit in anticipation. Follow us, comment, subscribe. Drop your questions if you really want to know something or from us, with us. Let us know. We'll answer everything that we possibly can. I look forward to it. Anne, if you can hear me, send me a message. I'll even read it out loud or put it in the chat. I can read from there. Well, folks, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I hope you have a wonderful day. From us to you, it's always a pleasure